It's probably not going to happen. Hello, welcome to Elevations. Oh, it never ends. I'm have my neighbor just shortly before I signed on here rang my bell and said I can't get online. So I've been spending the last 5 minutes trying to figure out why his computer is connected to the inner tubes, but not actually letting him surf. And it probably boils down to the fact that it has a self-assigned IP address, which is something that happens a lot when you're doing wireless. And so that's what's going on there. Oh, by the way, you're listening to At the Table here on netrootsradio.com and Team Netroots on Spreaker.com. And it's like I said, it's Saturday, April 30th. Tomorrow is May Day. May Day. Where as a kid I used to, we would dance around the maypole. Ooh, sexy, sex, and all that other good shit. Um, but as I was saying, my neighbor, he was having, he still is. I had to abandon him so I could do the show. And oh, by the way, let me turn my fan off because I'm pretty sure you're hearing that in the background. Yes, I'm coming to you live and citywide here in New York City, and I live in a 7-story apartment building, and I have no air in here. But as I was saying, the what happens is when you're you look at your computer, and your everything, you've got your pages, you've got multiple tabs opening on your browser, and suddenly you're told, you're not connected to the internet. And you're going, what the ever lovin'? And well, if you know what you're doing, you look and you can tell by the little baseball diamond that you're connected. And then if you try and use ping, if you know how to do that, that's really simple. Most computers now, operating systems now have things like network analysis tools that you can go right to and, just see what's going on with your network. You can ping finger, which just doesn't happen anymore. Finger used to be like so and so at email at whatever.com, and you could get information on them. That's why it was called finger, because you'd finger their info. But you can't do that anymore. Most people, it's not allowed to do that. And so let's see. So most, like I said, most computer systems now will have like a network analysis sort of thing. I'm pretty sure it's here somewhere on my Mac, but I can't find it right now. But then again, I'm really not looking for it. So anyway, you can do things like ping, and that's very simple to do if you're looking for something. I want to check your connection. What you do is you open up your terminal, and you just type in ping, and then whatever website you want to check to see how fast it goes. And so right now I'm definitely connected, pinging yahoo.com. It's pretty good. So then I just want to stop it. So I just hit the Alt-C key, and we're done. Or Control-C, whatever. Control-C. That will actually get you to get you out of the terminal, the ping or whatever network diagnostics you're doing or whatever you're doing in the terminal. So yeah, way back when you used to be able to ping an individual user off the internet. Oh, the days of Usenet wars where when you actually had to know something to do it. But you can't really do that anymore because now everything stops at somebody's router. Bummer. Really sad to know that. Very, really sad. And what else is going on? Oh, yeah. More fun shit. I got a credit card offer in the mail. You know those credit card offers? See if I can find it. I was offered a $500 credit limit. However, for me to actually get the card, I was going to have to cough up Where is it here? It's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Hiding underneath my. Can you hear my heartbeat, Levin? Consort. Now, $500 credit limit. However, the interest rate for this particular credit card is 30.24%. The same amount is the annual percentage rate for cash advances is also 30.24%. And the interest rate will vary. So the minimum amount of your interest for this credit card will be 30.24%. That's actually higher than the Discover card interest, which is like 24%. And there's no minimum interest. Now, this credit card with its $500 credit limit comes up with a there are fees associated with this credit card, and the setup and maintenance fees are $125 for the first year, and after that it's $96 per year. The monthly maintenance fee is $120 a year, billed at $10 per month, and if you want a second card, it's $30. So that means you actually are starting out with a owing balance to the credit card company, and $375 worth of a credit line, and you can be charged up to $37 for a late payment. So it's well. Yeah, they decided that 26.74% of the prime, 26% interest is just too low for this usurious bullshit. Oh yeah, and you have to pay them every time you have a dispute by phone of $11. Let's see, what else do they have here? Let me put my reading glasses on, and I'll be able to tell you better. Woo! There we go. Let me see here. Phone pay fee. Yeah, if you pay by phone, that's $11 extra. Let's see. Yeah, essentially, this is worse than a payday loan because you start out owing them money. You don't even get a chance to use the credit card for anything you might really need, like a utility bill or something. Do you really need a credit card that badly? No, I don't. See, and I got this because they presumed I have really shitty credit, which I don't. I don't have great credit, but I don't have shitty credit. I don't have this type of a credit thing on it, which I think is absolutely bullshit. Oh yeah, and if you want to know, this is called the Verse card, and it's by Mid-Atlantic Bank. So, friends, anytime you get any credit card offer where they have you extend you a line of credit and then automatically have you owing them for the honor of them extending you a line of credit, rip it up and send it back in their prepaid envelope. Never, ever, ever get that type of a credit card, friends. And of course, yesterday, if you were paying attention, we had Donald Trump finding out what it was like to have to sneak across a border. In Burlingame, he was forced to climb over a cement wall, go down. He was forced to take the back entrance into his speaking engagement at the California GOP convention. And poor baby. He's got an even bigger problem in that nobody wants to be his running mate. That's right, everybody who's been approached about... Sorry, that knocking you're hearing is my microphone being knocked over buy me and try. Never ever buy cheap tripod stands. It will ruin your day. Trust me on that. And well, anyway, Mr. Trump had to had to go, like so many, discovered what it was like to be one of his help by having to go in through the back entrance because there were so many people out in front of the convention. Well, not in front because we were like far enough away that they couldn't get close to it. Not because it was the Republican convention. However, those who decided to resort to violence, you're not doing yourself any good. You just were proving Trump's point about what he's been saying about immigrants from Mexico and Central America. That wasn't really bright, but emotions run high, and but you just don't want to give them any more cannon fodder than they've already got. And trust me, it's going to be used in the general campaign. After the conventions, that all the negatives that Bernie Sanders said about Hillary Clinton is going to be used by the Republicans against her. We as Democrats have to stop this nonsense. And if you're an independent and you are supporting Bernie Sanders, you have to stop. You too have to stop with the nonsense, because you're doing yourselves no favors. If you're so jaded about the political process that you're going to sit out the general election, then you shouldn't even be involved in the primaries, because you're just showing you really don't care. You are what was known as a winter soldier, rather than the Sunshine Soldier, Winter Patriot, had to do with the soldiers during the American Revolution who left the battlefields to go home so they could plow their fields and raise a crop and feed people. Today it talks about people that are just there when everything is going great, and when things go bad, leave. And I know you independents out there, you may not like Hillary Clinton, but trust me, she's going to be a hell of a lot better than whomever the nominee the Republicans give us. And don't be an aider. Don't play the spoiler and go third party, because you're going to hand the presidency over to Donald Trump. And that could very well mean the last time we ever have an election, the last time you're going to be able to assemble and protest, because he doesn't like people who contradict him, who confront him. He's an authoritarian. He's not a Republican, he's not a Democrat, he's an authoritarian. Which is why he just loves Eastern European women. They're already accustomed to authoritarian rule. Sorry, Melania. And that brings me also to the thing that he's going after. He has not Donald Trump also has not distanced himself or told his anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic trolls to lay off the GQ writer who wrote a rather balanced story about Melania Trump. She didn't like some of it, so the woman who wrote it is getting death threats. It's getting photoshopped with images of her wearing. She's a Russian Jewish immigrant who and she's being photoshopped with images of her in Auschwitz with a star and death threats. Really? And yet everybody is very, very quiet about the raging white supremacy that is following behind Donald Trump. Anyone who opposes him is a thug, and anyone who beats somebody up or threatens somebody in his name is a good patriotic American. Really, people? Is that what you think? Is that what you want to see become the norm in this country? My other comment is if you're going to go out and protest, make sure you have a lot of American flags there. Otherwise, you're playing into their hands. Oops. Oh, shit. Are we going? Yes, yes, yes. And, oh, shit. I think we just kicked over into the next show on my other on my other show, so on my other station. So we have a bit of a problem here. So anyway, if some people are now listening to the next show on netrootsradio.com because my wire connection fell out, and there's nobody there for me. It's everything's just kind of all fucked up now. So anyway, this is what. So anyway, you're gonna hear a call here right now. What you're gonna hear me talking to one of the people here. So hang on. So anyway, the show that's supposed to follow me, which is Katie Speaks, is now running in this time slot at 6:19 on Saturday afternoon. So there's not too much I can do about it there. And since there's nobody there to monitor this, it's kind of difficult. So anyway, I'm just going to keep everything going here, and it'll eventually not sort itself out. But I just love live radio. And a Ethernet cable that just falls out whenever it wants to. So nobody's, but anyway, so that's my big wine bitch moan of the day, and it's annoyed. If I can kick it and start it again. There we go. And we're back. Woohoo! It's amazing how I was able to do that. Welcome back, people on netrootsradio.com. This is Kelly Lincoln. I had a minor issue with my internet connection. The Ethernet cable that I have connected to my broadcast source dropped, and that caused a little bit of an issue. Hopefully, you didn't miss too much. I was just ranting on about the people that says they're not going to vote for they're going to sit the general election out if Bernie Sanders is not the nominee for the Democratic Party. And this is the other thing, oh my dear independents. There's a reason why you were not able to vote in closed primaries. It's because you're independents. You did not register as Democrats. If you wanted to vote in a closed primary, you needed to register as a Democrat or a Republican, depending on your, And then you can go back to voting independent. It doesn't matter. But if you want to have, our system is set up as two parties. Just like Donald Trump is talking to the base who don't understand politics, is that you can have people get together and discuss ways of stopping somebody, and it's not illegal. If that was the case, the Republicans who decided at the outset of President Obama's term in office to obstruct him at every source, they would have been arrested and charged. if, you know, you can, in business, you can also decide to team up with a group of people during a board vote and vote against somebody. That's not illegal. It's not illegal for Cruz and Rubio and Kasich to decide to work to keep Trump from getting, nominated on the first ballot. That's not illegal. Price fixing is illegal. Sending your surrogates over to another country to negotiate while you're running for president is illegal, very possibly treasonous. So you've got Cruz sending representatives over to Syria, much like Ray, telling Assad we're going to support you, much as Reagan did with Iran during the hostage crisis, and said, "Hey, wait until I'm elected, and you'll get a better deal." And that was treason. Nixon committed treason when he interfered with the Paris peace talks during Vietnam. So can't have it, but it's got to start talking more about that. Um, it's just people need to understand politics. And you keep talking about, Machiavelli said by any means necessary. No, that was a man named Hassan Isabah who created the Order of Assassins. They were also known as the Hashashim because they did their duty. They were made stoned out of their heads and presented with paradise. This is where the 72 the Virgin thing comes from. By any means necessary was Hassan Isabah. Machiavelli wrote about politics of the time and how you, as a ruler, can gain the loyalty or lose the loyalty of your people, of the conquered. I mean, for example, Machiavelli speaks about the good prince and that how you treat the people of the lands you have conquered. He said the worst thing you can do is disarm them. They're not going to fight for you. They're not going to support you. They're just, they're not going to do shit. So when W went into Iraq and the first thing he did was disband the army, he lost the support of the Iraqi people right there because why the fuck should they support them, the American troops? Now, a good prince going into that situation would have had, kept the troops armed, the people armed, would not have dissolved the Ba'ath Party, would have kept, but would have worked towards, liberalizing, changing things, would have kept, and they would have kept the support of the Iraqi people, and you wouldn't have the mess or as big of a mess you have over there today. But, when you have a PowerPoint presentation where the last thing is like, what do we do now? Is that this page left intentionally blank? There's a problem there. And you're listening to At the Table here on netrootsradio.com and Team Netroots on Spreaker.com. And I want to give a shout out to all the good folks who are hopefully listening in on from Unity Networks, without whom we would not be streaming at all. And Unity Networks is located on the San Carlos Apache Reservation in beautiful Arizona. And we have shout out and blessings in a good way to them and Sunscreen in London and all the good folks up in Canada that give us support and justice on the west coast and Wink up here farther north on the old coast. The late Dr. Timothy Leary referred to the east and west coasts as the old and new coast, and used the analogy that the 3-hour time difference was actually a 3-century time difference. And in some respects, I think he's right. He was right about that. The 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 differences between the two coasts is astonishing in several ways. Not New York City at least is still fighting tooth and nail to avoid moving into the last half of the 20th century, and we are as in the West Coast is just sometimes has its setup as ass, just like the East Coast does. But we are all Americans, no matter what dialect we speak. And there's can't remember the name of the writer, but she decided a maternity leave because of the maternity leave and what she thinks. I need some me time. I need to regroup and just rest and relax and figure out where I want. I need that work home balance. Well, when you leave work, you turn your phone off, or make it very, very clear that if you're called while you're at home, they got to pay you for that phone call. You leave your phone, you don't answer your phone while you're on vacation because it's your vacation time. You earned it. You're not being, if you have to work during your vacation, they owe you vacation time. If they call you after hours, then they frickin' owe you overtime if you're working full time. Think about that, folks. They done the credit card offers and ranted a bit about Donald Trump, and I'm not even 20 minutes into the show, and I've got another 40 minutes to do. Yay! That's how it works here. Isn't that fun? I think I'm gonna put in some. I don't know, maybe some MP3s here. What do we got here? That's not gonna work. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I've already got that one, so you don't need that. Yay! Open this up. I'm gonna play you some of these. Yeah, this is what Trump said at the border.
My wife called. She said there are helicopters following you, and then we went under a fence and through a fence, and oh boy, I felt like I was crossing the border. Actually, we can't do it. It's true.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Oh, hey, that's why I turn it down, because otherwise, there's an echo. Ah. So, well, let's see, what can I do here? Let's shrink that down. Let's see. Background noises was my phone. Come from different places. Let's see what we got here. There we go. So right now I'm extracting some cyberpunk music, that cool stuff that you can hack and crack to, and oh yeah, I think there was something else I wanted to blather on about. Oh yeah, I've gone back into my acting classes with John Pilata. For those of you that want to know, you can find him on Facebook. He's really cool, and he teaches all over the place. He does Skype lessons. He's just really remarkable as a. Wow, I didn't even know that the aux thing was off, man. I'm like, mas stupido. Oh, where are we here? Anyway, Let's fit that. There we go. What we got here? These Creative Commons. Yeah, these are all Creative Commons. So I'm going to give y'all some music here. Guess we're gonna do some give you some artificial and lethal, some Daniel Deluxe, some Neon Shutter. Hope you enjoy. And you're listening to At the Table on netrootsradio.com and Team Netroots on Spreaker.com, and now Artificial and Lethal, Starbound. These are all Creative Commons, share alike, non-commercial. And while it does show that I am streaming on Netroots Radio via my streams, apparently I'm not, but I'm going to keep going because that's the way I am. Although, maybe not. Okay, if you were listening on netrootsradio.com, you were actually listening to an earlier best of. Still good. And now you're listening to here on Daniel Deluxe and Mars. I was going to tell you guys, read the story of Snow White and Rose Red, but it was running too. I bet it runs far too long. So I thought I'd just do some other talking. Um, oh yes, I was talking about my acting coach, Don Pilata. Very, very cool. Very good coach. Somebody, if you're on Facebook, you should look him up. John Pallotta, Pallotta. He teaches here in New York. He teaches in Virginia, Skype sessions internationally. Uh, Great coach. Right now, He's been working with us on improving our on-camera audition techniques with feedback, cold reads, working with a reader. Just a lot of very, very good information. Well worth looking him up. He teaches beginning through advanced acting, and again, you can check him out on Facebook. And check him out. You got nothing to lose. Oh, last Monday I took part after a long hiatus. Took a very very long part. Took part in the. Let me duck this puppy a little bit more. This is you're listening now. In the background is playing Neon Shutter and Let Go. Again, all of these songs are pod safe under a Creative Commons license. So anyway, for those of you who aren't aware of New York City, you don't know what this is. The Manhattan Monologue Slam is a monologue competition. Starts off with actors performing 30 seconds that are, when there's time, we are critiqued by a panel of accredited casting directors. And then the audience, our friends, decides which we get to have to vote for three different people. So there's no way they can actually stack the deck against one person, against their friends. And then whoever wins the 30-second monologue goes on to the next round in the next month's slam to do 2 minutes, do a two full minute piece with feedback. The 30 seconders, we don't get feedback. But man, I was so happy with the work that I did. I did a short piece from the live version of 101 Dalmatians as Cruella de Vil, and the reaction I got from the audience was oh man, it was just so good. Just could not believe how good it was. The response was perfect. Everybody loved it. It just, when you, as an actor, when you do it right and you're performing, you just know it's right. You can feel it just by how the audience responds to you. And then the big trap in that is that it's so good and you just love that response that the next time you do it, you want that same response, and as a result, you fail. So I've tried to not do that. I learned how not to do that the hard way by thinking, oh yeah, I gotta laugh on this. I'm gonna like do it again, and that the next time I performed that particular thing, next performance, delivered the line the same way, nothing. And it was like, oh man, that sucked so bad. It sucked. So you learn these things. There was another actor in the 30-second competition that I've been working with him in classes for a while. When I first saw him perform, he was very self-conscious, very not very open, not very confident. And he'd been studying with John for a very, very long time. And the monologue that he did was so good, the improvement was so there, that it's just a matter of everybody just sticking with it and just doing what needs to be done. And I keep seeing my aux input thing, so I'm hoping it's been going out all this time while I've been talking. I have like no idea if it has or not. For all I know, for the last 20 minutes or so, it's been dead air over there on Spreaker Radio. Who knows? But I'm showing the streaming. That doesn't mean anything. And what's coming up next underneath me is Neon Shutter again and their breach configuration. Now these guys are really good, and like I said, you got to check out some of these musicians, composers that are working under the Creative Commons license, because there's, like I said, these guys are all so freaking good that you just gotta check them out. And I'll have some show notes up on my Facebook page, which is Masterless at the Table, Facebook/MasterlessMin. I'll have some show notes up about this later, because I really can't speak and talk at the same time because it's just not capable. I'm just not able to do that sort of thing. Want to and they just so much talent out there that you have to break away from the top 40 playlists radio to find out what's out there. Because again, like I'm saying, the musicians that I'm finding, and I found these folks through the Reddit sub Cyberpunk, and it's just amazing. Like I said, the talent that's out there, it's needs to be checked out big time. There we go. Got that, and again, and so I really, really would like you guys to check these folks out. And I just enjoy listening to good music. I'm gonna add a few more. There's a few more. Where are you here? A few more There. Yeah, a few more here. So I'm going to give you a few more here. I'm going to start you out with arcologic and wet wire. You can see what I mean. Woohoo! Let's see. It's like I said, you need to just check out the talent. We are all talented. What's your talent? I'm also a big enthusiastic pusher of Cameron's book, The Artist's Way, which it's designed for everybody because everyone's creative, and it's a nice way of freeing yourself up. So, no matter what you do in your life, you've got the ability to think quicker and create. There are exercises. One's called morning pages, where you get up in the morning and you just spend maybe 10 minutes, just writing whatever comes into your head, just for you, on standard size, college ruled paper. It's just for you. Nobody sees it. Treating yourself to what they call an artist state. Mine, I like to finger paint, so that's what I do. But it's something that you do for yourself creatively. Julia Cameron is her name, and she's just really spectacular read. Books still in print. There's a lot. Blank books are great when you have ideas. Just write them down. Don't wait till you get home. Because you never know when one idea is going to be the one to get you from dream to reality. I'm still working on making my dreams a reality, and it's a lot. It can be heartbreaking because you get opportunities. I get opportunities, and then I realize I don't have the wherewithal to actually take advantage of these opportunities, and it's heartbreaking because it means I'm not where I should be. And I'm so fucking attention deficit that I've never been able to work in an office, which is why all these opportunities I can never take advantage of. But you just need to Just need to just work past that and do it as you can, and you know, just need to do it. Doing my focus more on voice work because I can do this from home. I've got the equipment I need. Got my mixer, got my studio set up. I'm pretty good to go here. You can follow me on the Twitters, at ATT Show. Follow me on the Twitters. I'd love it. I'd love it. I need more people Twitter stalking me. And you can make friends with me on my Facebook page, which is Facebook Masterless Men. Gonna make sure of that because sometimes I get it all wrong because I'm like that. Actually, it's Masterless People. So yeah, you can follow me on the Facebooks because you'll find all sorts of things like meerkatting, things like that. And yeah, I use meerkat when I want to take people on walks with me. And playing underneath me is Chiba City Blues by Chiba City Blues. And but again, follow me. I need all the friends I can get. But my meerkat transmissions are kind of fun. People enjoy the walks in New York City that I tend to treat people with. Past shows, I have interviewed author Rebecca Rizzoli, who wrote a book called about her dealing about how she struggled and now handles being ADHD. Have spoken to a lot of awesome people. Scott Klatt, who is covering the Oregon Bundy trial, and you need to check him out. Check that interview out. It's archived here. It's on Spreaker.com. User Netroots Radio, Scott Klatt. Well, you can just go to Netroots Radio once you get to Spreaker, and you'll hear all of our. You can listen to all of our shows, whether it's my show, At the Table, Roundhouse, Power Hour. Following me right now, if you stay tuned, is Katie Speaks with Katie Kalbish. And I'm going to leave you with more music. Thank you. Take care. I'll see you next week. Stay out of trouble. And if you can't, don't get caught. This track is titled 190R2. Actually, the artist is 190R2. The track is Zaibatsu. Have a good weekend, everybody.